Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining me today. This is Tracy Trottier speaking, and I'm here today to talk to you about Market Builder. And we're going to go through a Market Builder office hours session together. So just a couple of housekeeping slides we need to get out of the way before we really get into the meat and the heart of today's session. First thing I want to remind folks is this content may contain forward-looking statements, and it basically just says you can't hold us to anything that you may see in here. So without further ado, we also have a couple of housekeeping things I want to tell you all about. You're all on mute. That's not because we don't want to hear from you. It's because we want to make sure that you have the best audio and visual experience possible. If you are experiencing any audio or video issues today, please use the question and answer panel and let us know in there. I'm joined today by Hamish Boot. Some of you may know Hamish quite well. He is in the Sydney office and is just a great team member here at Enable. Please use the question and answer panel to ask any questions you may have about Market Builder, and I will be happy to answer them. I do interrupt the session and answer questions rather, and Hamish is here as well to answer any questions you may have about other programs that Enable is running for y'all now. The session is being recorded, and we will be providing a link later on. So as I said, my name is Tracy Trottier, and I'm the Global Customer Marketing Manager here at Enable. I've been with the company for a while now, since 2014, and I've been responsible for the Market Builder product since 2021. Now, I'm joined by Hamish Boot tonight, not these other two folks, but I do want you to know who else is on the Market Builder team and who's really helping build the content and build the program. Tara Bautista is a Market Builder program manager, and she builds all the content that you're going to see, all the campaigns. She's just a really amazing asset to have on the team. And of course, we are joined, not tonight, but we are joined other times by Stephanie Hammond, who is our head nerd focused on sales and marketing. If any of you have had the opportunity to participate in her boot camps, she just leads some really great sessions about building the links between sales and marketing. And I like to say that sales and marketing go together like peas and carrots. You really can't have one without the other. They really are better together. So the three of us kind of make up your Market Builder team, and we are joined from time to time by folks like Hamish and some other folks who have really keen interest in Market Builder. So what are the office hours that we host for you guys? So the one for Market Builder is very topic specific. This allows you to engage with us, with your Market Builder team. It helps us foster a community where you can ask each other questions. You can, seek out some help. And I'm going to walk you through how you're going to customize some of the content in Market Builder. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I know for some of you, this is going to be the first time that you're seeing Market Builder in any great depth. And so please feel free to ask as many questions as you want, as often as you want. If I can't get to your questions in the session today, I promise I will get back to you within the next couple of days. So let's get into the heart of the matter here, and let's talk about Market Builder. So if any of you have been in Market Builder for a while, and I'm sure some of you have, you'll have noticed over the last little while we've had some changes. And the big one is the homepage has changed, and it now has an entirely new look and feel. The navigation is a little bit easier, but rest assured you can still get to your campaigns and you can still get to the content just as you have always in the past. And this slide of just, it's a big old home page, and it's kind of hard to put all of that content for you all in one page, all in one slide, and it would make it just impossible to read. So one of the things we've done with the new look and feel for Market Builder is we're giving you some links to some marketing and sales resources, and we're going to be adding to this all the time. So you're going to see soon some books on how to build a social media program. You're going to see some playbooks on how to build a webinar, how to create a lunch and learn. Just some great things that you can use to build out your own marketing program and your own marketing projects as you go. Now, we have included a link to the social media library here because one of the things I can tell you is that about 80% of our partners who engage with Market Builder start with the social media. because it's easy, it's straightforward, and you can, set up as many social media posts as you want. And there's 3 ways to engage with social media and MarketBuilder. And I'm going to walk you through all 3 in a couple of minutes. Now, it's kind of hard to see here, but this is a link to the MSP Institute, just loaded with some great training and some great content on marketing, on sales, on everything that you need to really, boost your MSP business. And of course, we do provide you with links to any of the boot camps that might be relevant to you. And of course, the Enable blog, where you can always find just all kinds of great information about, sales, about marketing, about, some of the advancements that we're doing, in MarketBuilder. And then always some great information like Patch Tuesday that our head nerd, Lewis, always runs. So I'm going to start off here as we get into the meat of today's session with a quick little poll. And I would like you guys to tell me, what topics do you spend the most time discussing with your partners? Are you talking about security? And this is everything from, AV to EDR to, hey, if you, updating your patches, all that great stuff. The importance and the value of managed services, and then questions that may be specific to their vertical or their own industry, or something completely different. Is there something else that you talk about with your customers that helps you build that relationship with your customers as you go along? Now, Hamish, one of the things I'm seeing here, and this is not much different than everything else, any other time we've run this poll and these questions, security and the value of managed services come out really number 1 and number 2. And that really is, pretty typical to what we're seeing around the world when we ask these questions of our other MSPs that are involved in MarketBuilder. And I would love to know what the something else is that y'all talk about, if it's related to your market or your products, or if it's something completely different. You talk about the latest football match or rugby or something else. So I provided this little quote here that I wanted to share with you all, because this Manny Lloyd is one of the advocates that we have identified for MarketBuilder, and he has said that MarketBuilder is like having a marketing person on his team. Now, he does go on to say in this quote, it's like having a marketing person on my team that I don't have to pay for. And that's one thing that I do want to remind everybody on this call, is that MarketBuilder, access to MarketBuilder, is included in your Enable product subscription. So if you're using any Enable products, you already have access to MarketBuilder. We just have to get you set up with that. So it is really cool that Manny has said this, and we're going to get into how you can use MarketBuilder to be like that marketing person on your marketing team. So I'm going to switch screens here, and I'm going to get right into MarketBuilder. Hamish, if you could please unmute yourself and just let me know that you can see my screen, that would be great.
Yep, I can see the welcome to MarketBuilder.
Awesome.
Yep,
awesome.
Cool.
Super. Okay. Thanks so much. So as I was showing you all a few minutes ago, this is the homepage of MarketBuilder, and you can see here's Mr. Chatty Man sitting right there, the marketing and sales resources, social library, and so on. And these are the things that I was showing you. So let's get started here, and let's pop into a couple of campaigns. So when you come into MarketBuilder, first and foremost, if you don't have any filters on, what you're going to see is about 63 to 65 campaigns. And this number is growing rapidly. We're adding more content. There's content going into MarketBuilder every week, all kinds of content. So, you may only see 63 campaigns, but we've been updating campaigns, on a regular basis all the time. And I'm really happy to tell you all that Tara Bautista has just joined us. I'm so happy she could join tonight. Tara, why don't you say a quick hi to everybody while I just make you organizer here with me?
Hello.
Oh, she's just lost her microphone. She'll be back. Anyway, so when you first log into MarketBuilder, what you're going to see, there she is. Hey, Tara.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, perfect. How is everybody?
Yeah, we're all doing great. We're all doing great. We've got some good folks on, and we're just getting started. So we're just
awesome.
Starting to get into how folks are going to customize the content in MarketBuilder. So as I was saying, when you first log in, you're going to see 63 campaigns, and that can feel really overwhelming, especially as the campaign list grows and grows and grows. So I would recommend that you put your language filter on first. Now, there are some campaigns available in UK English, so if you do want to go ahead and use those campaigns, by all means. But the largest number of campaigns that we have available will be in US English, but everything is completely editable. So you can, change the language, change the tone, whatever you want. So right away, that filter drops it in half. So we have about 38 campaigns available, and that can still feel overwhelming. That can still feel like there's an awful lot of content in here. So you can filter by activity type that's in each campaign. You can filter by relevant products. Now, even though the campaigns in MarketBuilder don't talk about the enabled products, we do try and link the products in so that you get an idea, when you see the campaign for password management, that's Passportal, or anything about email security or mailing security, that's going to be, around MailerShare. So then you can kind of link the campaigns to the products that you're selling. There are a number of topics, and we're increasing this topic list all the time: campaign types, audience, asset type, and type of email. So there are a number of ways that you can sort and really start to refine your list. But my two favorite ways to sort the campaigns are right here. And one is most effective and one is most popular. So most effective will reorder the campaigns, and it's going to sort them in the order of campaigns that are generating the most leads for other MSPs. Now, just take a second, and I always say this should have an asterisk beside it, because the primary EDR campaign is the oldest campaign in MarketBuilder. It's the first campaign that was built, and it was built in May 2020. So it's always going to be number one or number two in the most effective list. But this gives you a good idea of what other MSPs are using to generate leads and to generate interest in their own products and their own services, rather. So it starts with the primary EDR campaign. It goes right into the EDR follow-up campaign. This campaign, the Virtual Chief Information Officer, is really a great campaign to use to help you position, to position the value of managed services. And it's really interesting that 60% of the poll respondents have said that the value of managed services is something that they talk to on a regular basis with their customers. So there are a number of campaigns that you can use in MarketBuilder that will help you position the value of managed services, and we come at it from a bunch of different angles, just to give you a hand, so it's not always, the same thing. And the Virtual CIO is one of those ways that we help you position the value of managed services. Then the other way I like to sort campaigns is most popular. So this gives you campaigns. Again, they're resorted a little bit. You see that now we have the data protection for Microsoft 365 has now appeared as the second most popular campaign. These are the campaigns that are being used the most often by other MSPs. So you can see now we have cybersecurity awareness, the value of managed services, managed data protection, construction, and so on. So it's another way that you can get into the campaigns easily and without having to go through and be overwhelmed and go, oh my God, there's just too much here. I don't know where to start. These are two really great filters that you can use to get started. Don't forget, if you have any questions in today's session, please use the question and answer panel, not chat, because chat is not saved and we don't necessarily see it. But go ahead and use the question and answer panel. If I can't answer your questions, Tara's here now. She'll jump in and answer questions. And if you have any questions about any other programs that Enable offers our partners, ask them as well, because Hamish is here and he can answer those questions. So before I jump back to the slide deck, what I want to do now is I want to take a couple of minutes and I want to talk about how you actually customize a campaign, because I think this is where a lot of people can kind of get a little confused, a little lost, and they're not sure where to start. So when you open a campaign, this is what it's going to look like every time. Now, I know I said that this campaign is the oldest, and you're going, but wait, you said it was live in May 2020, and it says it started on February 1st, 2022. This should actually say, and I wish there was a way we could say it, updated on February 1st, 2022. So I'm not lying. I'm not making things up. One of the things we do like to do, and Tara's really excellent at it, is update the content on a regular basis so that we're giving you fresh statistics, we're giving you fresh information, we're, making sure that what we're giving you is the best that we can give you all the time so you can use it in your own marketing. So when you open up a campaign, this is what you're going to see pretty much consistently is a quick overview. What are the key messages? Who is this campaign targeted at? And then what are the keywords that you can pick up out of this campaign? We do try and keep the content as SEO rich and intense as possible, so you can then use that in your own SEO, local SEO programs. So every campaign kind of has the same information. Some may have a little bit more. Some may have it a little bit differently. One of the campaigns that looks a little bit different is called Feature Focus Campaign. And that campaign has all kinds of bits and pieces of information in it about DNS and web filtering, as an example, and email security, and I think NetPath is in there, and I think there's a few other bits and pieces in there. That's a great campaign. If you just wanted to take one or two things, you can go into the Feature Focus campaign, grab those one or two things, and away you go. So getting back to our little EDR campaign here, we have the 4 emails, we have a landing page, we have 11 social media posts, we have customizable collateral, and then we have 3 pieces of reference material that you can just download and you can use right away. The first one I want to call out is this cute little security feature, security focused video that we have available. We are now starting to add videos to our campaigns. We're trying to add 1 a month. We started with data protection for Microsoft 365, and now we've added a security-focused video, and we're adding one. I think it's the value of managed services will be coming out next, and then we're just going to start slowly adding. You'll see another one come out probably July or August. I know there's a little bit of a gap there, but we're onboarding some new folks and getting them up to speed on how to build the videos and what we want them to see, what we want them to be. Each of the videos is about 2 minutes long, not much longer than that. Then also in each campaign you get a PowerPoint deck, and these PowerPoint decks I think are pretty powerful because this PowerPoint deck that you see here is ready for you to use as much or as little content as you want. Each of the PowerPoint decks has anywhere between 10 and 15 slides, and you don't have to use all of them. You can use 2, 3, 4, or you can use all of them, but they're ready to go. You can customize a little bit, you can customize a lot. Everything on these slides is completely customizable. Then we also include a battle card with each campaign, and these battle cards are really great for you to use in your training or in your sales pitches, or when you're having an initial conversation with somebody about EDR. In this case, it gives you all kinds of information on, what's the solution overview, what are the customer pain points, what's the key value proposition, the benefits of partnering with an MSP, and so on. So those 3 pieces of reference material are ready for you to use right away. So now we're going to do a couple of quick customization things, and then I'm going to get back to the slide deck because there are some things coming up in MarketBuilder that I want to show you all as well. So you'll notice just before I clicked continue, everything was kind of like that purple haze. This now has set up a campaign bucket. So the campaign is literally ready to go. So I'm just going to click next, and now it's going to continue building the campaign. Think of it as putting everything in a bucket that you can then go in and you can customize one at a time. And you can use as much or as little. That's the thing that is really special about MarketBuilder content, is you can use as much or as little as you want. Now, when you first come in, you'll see that there's this little to-do list that's here. You can just click the little arrow and it's going to go away, and you don't have to worry about it. When you launch a new campaign, you will get a little bit of a dashboard that goes along with each campaign. The campaign now is in draft mode, and it will stay that way until you turn it on. So as I said, there's the 4 emails. There's our customizable collateral. Here's the downloadable material that we just talked about, the landing page, and the social media posts. With everything, and it doesn't matter if you're going to be using the social media and the social media only, or if you're going to use a combo package, a 1-2 hit of the collateral and the social media, or the collateral, email, collateral, and social media, you always start with the collateral. That's the first thing you want to customize. So we're going to click edit. give it a name. If you have if you have your own file name and convention, or you approach the way you do your content a specific way, go ahead and give it a name. And then we're going to do save and next. Now, also, if I'm running through things really quick, please raise your hand and ask a question. I'm happy to go back and repeat something that you may have missed or something that you want a little bit more information on. So you'll notice right away that this PDF has already been customized. It already has my little logo on it, and I've already got all my contact information in it. When you open up a PDF for the first time, this little spot over here will be, it's either blank or it's going to be a blue rectangle, kind of like that. And so you're going to need to add your logo. We've given you a little hint here. It needs to be 600 pixels or wider. Please only use a horizontal logo. The space for the logos are not dynamic, so it will not auto-adjust based on what you're putting in there. Grab that horizontal logo, pop it in. And when you add your logo, you can resize it a little bit. You can crop it if you feel there's too much white space. And then you go ahead and you're going to save it. Now, you'll notice this little Save as Default button has appeared. Click it so it turns solid purple, and then apply. What that does is every sell sheet now will have your logo on it. Every landing page will have your logo on it. Every email will have your logo on it. You have now started to customize the content in MarketBuilder. Same thing with your company display name, Save as Default, URL, email, and company phone number. Save each one of those as default, and then save. And then you can scroll down and to the second page and make sure everything looks, hey, looks great. I'm good. Now we do save and next. And you have a couple of options here. You can either move on to the next thing, or you can click the little download button, download this, and save it locally. And I see we have a question. Oh, Roy, you just asked like the $1 million question. What about color schemes so they match our company colors? We're going to work on that, and we're trying to figure out a way. Right now, there is no way to change these colors. What there is, if you have templates already, if you've already created a template that has your colors on it, we can provide you with the source content so you can build your own PDFs in your own your own exact colors. It's the biggest challenge we have, and Tara will agree with me 100%. The biggest challenge we have is trying to make sure that we have colors that match everybody's logo and everybody's brand, and it gets a little challenging. So we try and do the best we can and pick a color palette for each one of our pieces of content that is going to match as best as possible. So great question, Roy. That question gets asked at least once a day. So when you get to this point, you can either move on and work on something else, or you can click the little download button, and then now you can save this, give this a file name, and save it locally, and then you can move on. So now we're going to move back into the campaign here for a second. And if you do nothing more than use the battle cards and the PowerPoint deck and the video and the collateral, that's a pretty hefty lift, and that's a lot of stuff that you've got that you can use in your in your sales calls, in your marketing, you can use it as a little mailer if you wanted to. There's a lot of ways that you can use this content that you've just downloaded. So now that we've done the PDF, we're going to take a look at a landing page, because things get a little different when you start looking at a landing page. Again, you can give it a name. And this is where you can really start to customize MarketBuilder. You'll notice right away there are dotted lines around a lot of things. So you can, wherever you see a dotted line, you can click in and you can change. So if you wanted to change this image, that was something, that was really more, on brand for you, that matched, if you've got an image that you've been using somewhere else on your website or in a piece of collateral that you've been giving out that you really like, you can go ahead and you can pop that image in there, and then you can go ahead and save it. Same thing in the body copy. You can pop in, you can edit the body copy, and this is where you really do want to make it your own, because you want to make sure that what you're saying really does reflect your business and it does reflect your brand. So you can edit this as much or as little as you want, but I highly recommend that you edit it. You can edit the call to action. And then please make sure you are including the links to your privacy policy and your terms and conditions if you have them. Those should be on your website, and it's a simple link. Once you add it in, you can then just save as default. Now, this landing page is already set up to link to that PDF that we just customized. If you want to take that PDF and you don't want it to, you don't want the link that is already created for this landing page, you want a direct file download. You're going to click into Asset Override URL, and you're going to upload the file in there. That one that we just downloaded and saved, you're going to put that file name in there. Or if you want to drive them somewhere else, say you've got the, you're hosting the PDF locally on your website somewhere, you can pop that URL in there and then save. And what that does is that changes the link that we've already built for you, and you can customize it as much, you can put whatever you want in there. Now, if you're going to do something like ask people to request a meeting, you want to make sure, using your online calendar, you want to make sure then that you are linking to the correct calendar, right? So you want to put that URL in there, but you also then want to make sure that the language in the landing page reflects what you're asking them to do. Always make sure they match. So if you're going to change the asset override to something completely different than the PDF, then you want to make sure that the language you have either in the email or on the landing page matches that. Again, make sure that all this is saved as default and ready to go. And you can see here we now can add our social media links. So you can add those, your URLs for Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. You can add those, and away you go. Once you get all that done, that's one half of how a landing page works in MarketBuilder. You can also turn it into a web page. And you do that by turning off all of these items. And the reason why, now I said earlier, make sure you have a link to your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. If you're going to use this as a web page, you already have your terms and conditions on your website, and you already have your privacy policy on your website, so you don't need them twice. So you're going to click Apply, and you notice all that's gone away. So now we're going to do Save and Next. And we're going to turn this into an actual web page. So you come over to the next section, and if you click here, you'll see that there's some simple embed code. There's some JavaScript code or JavaScript code that you can use, or there's some very advanced SEO options that you can grab and that you can use as well. These, there are some instructions here that you need to follow, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when a customer uses a landing page as a web page. So this is one of our customers using MarketBuilder, and this is the EDR landing page. So in about 20 minutes, he had customized the landing page, and he had then added it to his own website. So that's pretty much what you're going to do with a landing page. And you can use, the really cool thing is you can use the landing page as a web page on your website, or you can use it in your social media, or you can use it in your email program. It can do many, many things for you. So I'm going to pause and draw breath here for a second and take a quick drink of my water. If there's any questions, please go ahead and use the question and answer panel right now. Otherwise, we'll just keep on going. All right, so getting back into the campaign a little bit here, we're going to open up the first email. And you don't have to use the email. That's the thing. You don't have to use the email. You don't have to use the landing page. If all you want is the social media, we'll get there in 2 seconds. So here's our first email. We're going to click Edit again. Now, unlike the landing page, the email comes with a subject line all ready to go. You can change that. You don't have to use the subject line that we've included with the email. The sender name and sender email will always default to whomever has signed up for the MarketBuilder account. Reply to email, even though it's optional here, it really is a best practice if you do put a reply to email in there, so that if somebody is trying to reply to you and they want to get a hold of you right away, they do have a way of doing so. Okay, now we're going to pop into Save and Next. And now, just like our landing page, you can see there's dotted lines around a lot of different things. So we can go ahead and we can change the image, we can change the body copy, and so on. And I've added a couple of other things to the email. I've added basic features of a greeting and a signature. So now if I wanted to say, hello, George, or hello, Tara, or hello, Hamish, I can go ahead and I can put this in, excuse me, and I can say, you know, hello, or I can say hi or hi there. I don't have to use, you know, personalization if I don't want to. And I do recommend that if you are going to use personalization at this level and, you know, send out an email that says, hello, George, or hello, Hamish, or hi, Tara, that your data is very clean and very pristine. And by that, I mean that when you're loading your data, your lists into MarketBuilder, that you have first names in the first name field. If you're not sure, if you see somebody who's Smith Smith or Smith Jones or Jones Smith, and you don't know if that, you know, you don't know that person personally, so you don't know if his first name is Smith, what you're going to do then is you're going to delete that content out of that field and just leave it blank. Then when you do the merge, when you schedule the email and you're going to send the email, what it will do then is it will just say hello or hi there, or whatever language you've decided you wanted to use in the greeting copy. Same thing down here for the signature. You know, make the signature match the tone, or, you know, what you're asking for in the email. It doesn't really match here because I've said look forward to speaking to you soon, and there's nothing in here that says I will be calling you or we'll set up a call. Yeah, Roy, really great questions. How do you handle the integration of lists and unsubscribes? Yep, really, really important question. There is an unsubscribe button at the bottom of every email. You cannot remove that. You cannot change that. When you are setting up your account in MarketBuilder, when you go into company profile, you will see the unsubscribe option here. Add any unsubscribes to global suppression list. Make sure when you set up your account that that is a solid pink. You always want to be adding those unsubscribes into any global suppression list. Now, when you load lists into MarketBuilder, I don't recommend loading in unsubscribes unless you're keeping, you want your unsubscribes to be, if you've already got pre-existing unsubscribes, keep them out, keep them separate. Don't pull them in and try and think that you can email them. You just can't. There are very specific data privacy laws in Australia, and I can't remember what the proper name is of the data privacy law. Hamish, maybe you know, and you can jump in, but please make sure that you have your opt-in authorization as required to make sure that you're matching and meeting all the requirements for email and data privacy in Australia or New Zealand. Now, when you want to add a list into MarketBuilder, you go into Sales, and you're going to add contacts, and you're going to do a file import. Highly recommend you use a CSV. We do provide you with a template that you can use to upload your lists. Very simple header rows are all you need. First name, last name, keep them separate. Email address and company name are really all you need to have in MarketBuilder. If you want more information, you can certainly pull it in. It just will take longer. And you just, you want to make sure the information that you're pulling into MarketBuilder is information that you're actually going to use in your marketing program. Then if you already have lists, you're going to pick a list that the email has to go to, or the list has to go to, or you're going to create select existing. So again, we want to make sure that all the contacts in this list are opted to receive communications. If they are not, please click this button and send in an opt-in confirmation email to all the new contacts in the list. And then you click upload, and away it goes. So there is, Roy is asking if there's any syncing between MailChimp and the like. And yes, there is, not with MailChimp. I think it's HubSpot and Pardot. So if you go into settings and you scroll down into app connectors, this is where you can see where it is linking. Now for HubSpot, it wants the professional version, not the free version. So if you're using HubSpot, please make sure it is the professional version that you are using. Thanks, Hamish, for putting that link. Hamish has just popped a link into the chat. Please, everybody, if you're thinking of using email out of MarketBuilder, familiarize yourself with the Privacy Act coming out of via that link that Hamish just popped into the chat. Thanks so much, Hamish. Salesforce Pardot. Pardot is the marketing automation tool that is available in Salesforce. Now, if you are already using a marketing automation platform and you've got your templates all set up and you've got your lists all in there, they meet all the you're meeting all the requirements for privacy, and you don't want to do, you should not be duplicating work. Don't try and run 2 marketing automation platforms, or 2 content management platforms, just creating work. But you still do want the content out of MarketBuilder. What you're going to do is pop into Collateral, go into Browse Programs, and we're going to wander right on down to here, to Word Docs for Campaigns. And you're going to pop in here, and we have provided you with the Word documents for some of our most popular campaigns. If there is a campaign in MarketBuilder that you want the source files for, please send Tara or myself an email, and we will happily add those files here and let you know that they're here. Now, this is not a hidden folder. Every MSP and every customer, every enabled partner that is in MarketBuilder has access to the same thing. But we will only put it in here, and you all can come in and you all can get it. And this is really great, especially if you already have those templates set up in like MailChimp or Constant Contact or HubSpot or somewhere else. And what you want to do is just grab the content. We've made it available for you. So that's really great questions, Roy. Really enjoying your questions. So we're going to pop back into our campaign right now, because I want to just quickly finish up with the first email so that you can see what we're going to do. So you grab the email, and I'm just going to whip through things here really quick because we've already talked about this a little bit. Save and next. Now, when you get to this point and you've done your editing and you've got it customized and you've done all that great stuff, click Send Test. Abuse that button. You can send yourself as many tests as you want. Send it to as many people in your organization as you want. If you want Hamish to review an email, because he won't see your emails, and if you want him to take a look at it and check it out for spelling or grammar and just make sure everything looks great, add his email address in there. Send him emails. He loves getting emails from folks, and he'll happily review it for you and give you a hand. So go ahead and send test. You can also send it to Tara and I, but we're both in Canada, so there may be a little bit of lag in our response. Once everything looks great and you've got everything working the way you want, then we're going to click Save and Next. Now we're going to pick a list. I'm going to add this list here. So remember, you've already loaded in your list. Here they are. You can pick the recipients. And oh, by the way, when you pick your list, when you're loading in your list, and I forgot to say this earlier, when you're loading in your list, give it a name that is easy to remember. So if you have, say you want to email, you're going to send out a communication to manufacturing facilities in your area, and you're doing it in a small list. Like say you've got a total list of 100, and you're sending it out in groups in email batches of 20. Then what you want to do is make sure the list says that. So the list would say, and this is an example here, contacts are interested in EDR _ and then the date. Okay, Edinburgh list 1, August 12th. There's Hamish's contacts and Hamish's list. Make sure that the name makes sense so that when you get to this point in the email or when you're managing your lists in MarketBuilder, you can look at them and go, I know what that is. So you don't have to second guess, and you don't have to run around and look and find things that may not be there. So now when you get to this point, you have a couple of options. You can send yourself one more test, or you can send it now, send the email now, or you can schedule it at a specific time and date. And that's really cool because every campaign, as I said, has about 4 emails. So you could set up all 4 emails to run, the first and third Tuesday of every month, right? And then you've got a nice little email program running. And so you can do them, sequentially. You can set them up whenever you want, and you can schedule them based on what you want. So that really quickly covers email and landing pages and collateral. Now let's get into social media. This is my favorite part of MarketBuilder, hands down, because there's so much that you can do with social media, and it is so powerful for you. So when Tara builds the social media campaigns, the social media content that is affiliated with each campaign, and remember at the start, I said there's 3 ways that you can interact with social media in MarketBuilder. The first one is through each campaign. The second one is through the social library, and then there's a third one that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So when you get to this point, what you're going to do is you're going to click Edit, and it's going to ask you to add your social accounts if you haven't already, and then we're going to click Next. And so now you can see that the social media is ready to go, and it's going to run every day. You don't have to run a social media post every day. You can run one on Tuesdays and Thursdays and so on. Click the little calendar icon, pick the date that you want to start, and then go ahead and edit the campaigns. Edit accordingly. Now you can click the edit button. You can edit the copy. You can change that's not a logo. You can change the image. If this is, and that's where you're going to put your image. You can use the social media form if you choose to. I recommend that if you're going to use the social media form, you are gating your own content. It's not, I wouldn't use the social media form if you've got a link to, another publication like CRN Australia or something else. But if it's your own content, if it's the PDF that you're using, go ahead and use the social media form. Select the time and date. So again, you don't have to run social media posts every day. You can change the date here and then save. So once you go through and you read every social media post and you have the calendar running the way you want, then you're going to move on to the next step. But before we do that, I want to say a couple of things about Saturday and Sunday. One of the most common questions that Tara and I get asked is, what are the days, what are the best times and dates to post social media? There's lots of scholarly articles and non-scholarly articles that you can read on social media and what is the best time and best day of the week to post for your business. I recommend any day that ends with Y is a good place to start, and definitely do not ignore Saturday and Sunday posts. We are seeing more and more traffic on LinkedIn on Saturday and Sunday, and the traffic on LinkedIn is all around, it seems to be all around thought leadership, kind of high level stuff. So that's where you wouldn't necessarily put something like this that has your own PDF, but you may want to test it, try it. If, try 3 or 4 posts in the morning and then try the next 3 or 4 posts in the afternoon and watch the engagement and see where you get the most engagement. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the scholarly articles say. It doesn't matter what the industry experts say. Social media will work best when you understand when your audience is going to engage with it. If they engage on Friday mornings only between the hours of 10 and 12, then that's when you're going to push out your social media posts. So it really does take a little bit of time, but test it, play with it, play with the schedule, play with the calendar. And again, once you get the calendar done, you'll be able to save and next, and then you've got all your social media posts done. Now, there is this full library that has roughly 2,000 social media posts in it right now, I believe. And we have a whole lot of information in here that isn't necessarily related to a specific campaign or a specific vertical. For example, we have a bunch of posts that are things like this: celebrating Geek Pride Day, which was today. There's International Day of Families. May 5th was World Password Day. There's all kinds of great content in here that you can engage with. You don't have to use social media in the campaigns. Remember, I said there's 3 ways. So you're going to click the little plus button. You're going to go through. You're going to read it. Again, there's the social media form. I really recommend you only use the social media form when you're gating branded content, not somebody else's content. Now you have 3 options. You can auto schedule, select time and date, or post now. Then you're going to approve, and that's it. The final way that you can engage with social media and MarketBuilder is you can create your own post. So you can create a post here that is very specific to your own city or your own town, or a topic that you want to talk about, or something that's going on in your area, or something very specific to your business. You're closed for a holiday, or something else. Please go ahead and use this, and it's the same thing. You're just going to go through, follow all the steps, pick out either auto schedule, select time and date, or post now. So I'm going to pop right back into our PowerPoint deck here. And I'm going to make everybody a little seasick. One of the things I do want to point out that I didn't show you in MarketBuilder, we have newsletters available now. These newsletters are highly customizable. Each one follows a theme. And there is a block of text available for you to completely customize on the newsletters. You can put your own content in there, specific to your own business. But as I said, each one follows a theme. Joel, you just asked $1 million question. Can we rebrand Enable videos? No. The videos that Enable creates, you cannot rebrand. What we are doing is we're adding videos into MarketBuilder that you can add your logo to. We're in the testing phase with that right now, but they are not the same as the Enable videos that you see, like the cool co-videos and some of the other videos that we have going on that the team has created. But really good question. So remember, I said not sure which campaign to start with. You have these 2 filters here that you can use, most effective and most popular. Now, one of the things I should have pointed out with social media is if all you're going to use is social media to start with, make sure that you do grab the customizable collateral that goes along with that campaign and customize it first. Because a lot of the social media posts in the campaigns do call for the PDF to be downloaded. And if you don't customize it first, what the recipient is going to see is something that says company logo. That's not going to have any of your contact information on it, and that's really not the customer experience that you want to have. Again, as I said, the videos are coming. The videos that we have right now cannot be branded, but Tara is working feverishly in the background to get the brandable versions of the videos up and running, so you will be able to add your own logo to these videos, I'm hoping in the next week or so. We have a bunch of new campaigns and content coming in this month and next. We have, I think, about between 4 and 6 newsletters coming in the next month. We have a campaign focused on the real estate vertical, one on the accounting, and then one on veterinary medicine. And veterinary medicine and accounting are 2 of our most requested pieces of content. So speaking of content, I have a little poll here that I would love for you folks to take a couple of seconds and answer. And as I said, MarketBuilder really is your content. So, let us know what content you would like more of. Do you want more social media posts? Do you want more videos? How about some co-branded white papers and ebooks? Would that be something that you would use? Blog posts, playbooks, or is there something else that isn't on this list that you would like us to develop? And if there is, pop it in the Q&A panel, and then Tara and I will take that and we can figure out, hey, this is something that's really cool and we should really look at developing this. So really interesting that, white papers and ebooks are like the most popular. Doesn't surprise me, and same with blogs, blog posts. Really glad to see that people are are interested in blogs. One of the things I'd love to know at some point in time is how many people are interested in podcasts, and how could we add podcasts that you could use in MarketBuilder? That's something that I know I'm a big consumer of podcasts. I have probably a dozen that I rotate through and I listen to on a regular basis. So it would be really cool if, let me know what you think about podcasts. I'm not even sure that how we would do that, but it'd be something that would be really interesting to explore. Oh, Mandy, that's a really great question. Mandy is asking, is there anything that we can use to get reviews from our customers? Wow, that is something. So when you're customizing the content, what you can do is you can put that right in the content. If you wanted to take some of the content and you wanted to, I've got one more little poll that while I'm talking, I'm going to just pop up here. It's just going to take a quick second. I promise these are so painless. You know, if I was going to start right off the bat looking for reviews from my existing customers, I would grab some content from one of those campaigns and I would customize it, and I would change the call to action to say, I will be reaching out in the next 5 days or 4 days or whatever, and then follow up with them and get their review that way. That is something that Tara and I have kind of talked about a little bit, is putting together a campaign that folks could use in their own, you know, to generate their own reviews and their own referrals. So, Hamish, did you have anything else you wanted to add? Anything that you wanted to talk about that's coming up? You know, are there any webinars that you folks are doing for our MSP partners in your area? And there we go.
Sorry, Chase. Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
We have automation boot camps for RMM and Central users coming up in June and July. I can put the link in the chat like I did before with the Privacy Act.
Perfect.
And then people can check that out on a dedicated landing page. And then we've also got a DNS and EDR webinar with a partner that uses both products next week. So the head nerd to be interviewing him and just his experience with the solutions. And yeah, how he's rolled them out across his customer base. So I'll drop that link in. They're the two key ones that are coming up, but we'll be including more on that link as well for Q3 shortly.
Awesome. That's really great. And if guys, if any of you have any opportunity to participate in any of the boot camps, please do. I mean, they are loaded with information, and the feedback that we constantly get on the boot camps is overwhelmingly positive. It's just really great. So while Tara's looking at these last couple of questions here, I want to remind folks that you can follow MarketBuilder on LinkedIn. And there's the little link. We have our own little LinkedIn page, and I love to post all kinds of information in there about what's coming up. And, you know, the rest of our office hour sessions are there and so on. If you have any questions, you can always email either myself or Tara, and both of us are pretty quick at responding. So Tara, are there any other questions that we can answer today?
No, I don't see anything else in here.
Okay.
I wanted a video as well, but I can't choose to. Oh,
okay.
That was just a comment. Yeah, no other questions in here.
Okay. Well, I think, you know, unless we're at 5 minutes to the top of the hour now, if there's nothing else, I want to thank everybody for your time today and sticking with us for an hour and learning more about MarketBuilder. Please feel free to reach out, and if you have any questions about MarketBuilder or any questions about marketing, please reach out to Tara and I. We always love talking to our customers and finding out more about your business and helping you scale and grow your business. So once again, thanks for your time today, folks. We're going to let you go now, and please enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week.